Okay, here's what we got going on. It's culvert day. Culvert driveway. This is all going to be a driveway when I get done. Let me pan you over this way, right to there. But right today, I got to get a culvert in, and this ditch has eroded away and kind of made. You can kind of see where it kind of went around, and then kind of straightened back up. This section out here, I hadn't tried looking and seeing you on the camera, but right through here you can see needs to be cut off, made straight, because I don't want it to erode any more of my land away. So before I put the culvert in, culvert's going to go start right about in here and go 20 foot. So I'm trying to get this straight for right now, and then I'll get the culvert in once I get all that chopped away. So let's get after it. This is about as far as I'm going to go. I like about another 6 or 8 inches off that culvert there. I mean, off the ditch. You see, I got quite a bit already this morning. Okay, as you can see, I am the backhoe today. The culvert's going to start right about where I put my mattocks there. Yeah, looking over here, trying to get that off a little bit. Yeah, maybe you can see better now. Like a little bit more up there to get this straightened up. You can see how it kind of bellies out. Probably could have done this after I got the culvert in, but I think it's going to be a better job all the way around if I do it now. It may take me a while. Then I got to go get the culvert. I'm using double walled plastic culvert pipe, 20 foot long, and I got to figure out how to get it out here in my pickup. So, thinking about probably just putting it over the top and strapping it that way. I don't know. We'll see. Pretty straight. Bigger than what it was. Okay, as you can see, it's in. Has a downward slope all the way down to the end. I am going to have to eventually add extension, maybe 10 or 15 feet, which means I'll have to buy another 20 footer and cut it. But because my one has come from this tree straight to here, and I had to knock this hill down this morning. I'm going to move my weed barrier over, and then I wanted it to go down through here. You see how shallow this ditch is. That's why I'm having such a hard time. And I wanted to come right to this tree. So I think that's 25 feet, I think. And so if I extend it, I might as well just go ahead and extend it on down, work around this steel culvert. So there it is, it's in. Wow. And let me show you a little bit about this pipe in case y'all want to do something like this. This is what they call a double wall corrugated pipe. I'm going to sit down. I'm tired. Okay, it's corrugated on the outside, and on the inside, I don't know if you can see, but it's smooth. And when I step on it, I can feel the corrugation part give way till it hits the round part. And I think a company called ADS makes this one. I know they make a lot of this stuff. I'm sure if I look closely enough, I could find the. But your area may have a different supplier. So this is 8-inch. I just don't think I could have got a 10-inch in here without digging so far down. That it would be, I got to remove all this stuff here because this is even farther down than what I would have had to dig this ditch out several more inches to get a 10-inch. 8-inch should work. Hey, if it doesn't, I'll dig it up and I'll go get a backhoe in. What I'm doing here is I'm putting weed barrier down before I put my gravel down. This is just some cheap Walmart stuff I had. When to use it, I had it laying around, might as well use it. Now then, yesterday at the hardware store, I found some of this commercial stuff. I don't know how thick it is. Any of this is. This is chintzy, really thin stuff. But, I just want a weed barrier down. Some people will spray like Roundup all over where they're going to put it because they don't want weeds and briars and sapling suckers to be growing up through their gravel after you get it in. So I doubt I'll spray it. I gotta cut that over there and move the porcelain throne. That's going to auction this week. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Gotta fill in a little hole right here. Prior to, I think in some other videos you see me carrying 5-gallon buckets of gravel, filling all the holes up through here, and I still got some, to fill up. But it's been a work in progress. So the more I do this, I bought a cart yesterday, and I'm to haul gravel, but I'm really thinking about now just having a load delivered. I don't know, we'll see. Next part is to get this thing covered in. I'm going to put some heavy rocks on top of it to weight it down while I put the gravel in around it. I'll not leave those rocks like that, but they will be, if you see them, they're there to weight it down while I fill in around it. So that was about the 9th cartload, dump cartload of gravel I dug and hauled over to that culvert. And you can see I got maybe a third of it, maybe a little bit more covered. And I was reminded of the famous words issued by a very wise man, Dirty Harry. Man's got to know his limitations. So it was then that I realized, okay, probably going to have some gravel hauled in and spread if I want this done anytime soon. So since I am working part-time now, I do have some extra money to do that, and that will be, I will finish that. I'll have them haul in the gravel and spread it and get my parking space fixed. So yeah, that's totally me, totally underestimated how much gravel I was going to need. I figured 20 or 30 loads for the whole thing. It's going to take a couple dump truck loads probably. So anyway, but at least I did get the culvert in. It's weighted down now. It's not going to go anyplace. But when I get the gravel hauled in, and I'm using, I'll be using, gosh, what do they call that? Crusher run gravel. And that's like 3/4 inch to 1 inch gravel with a bunch of fine stuff mixed in, and that stuff packs like concrete. Once you've drove over it a couple times, you pack it down, get it packed. They do offer shell, but my experience with shell is it's great till it gets wet, and then it's like snot on a doorknob, man. So yes, and I may have mentioned this earlier in the video. I could have had the county do it, but getting them to do it the way I wanted it done would probably been slim to none. And as Dad always said, Slim's left town. So, and I've looked at other places that they've done, and they've got maybe 4 inches of shell. They put shell down. They got maybe 4 inches shell on top of the culvert. So now I'm feeling pretty good about mine, because I'll have at least 4 on that. Probably, by the time I get it sloped and everything right, probably closer to 6 or more inches of gravel above the culvert. So I just didn't want to mess with them. The least I have to deal with them, the better. So yeah, I got a call into a guy about bringing me some gravel out. Probably next week. I'm gonna have to run into the city, work for 2.5 days. So then get back out next week, maybe 3 days. Actually 3.5 days. So I have to work Monday too. And then next week it's supposed to be in the hundreds, so that's even more of an incentive to get somebody else to do it. I'm looking at about $300 to get enough gravel hauled in and spread. Now, another thing I'm thinking about doing on the parking spaces is using railroad ties for borders. If you price railroad ties lately, you know what I'm talking about. Even, I mean, they're used. They still want $20 of railroad ties. I have a couple cedar trees that I cut down, but I just don't think they're going to be big enough. So, I don't know. Man, using enough railroad ties around there would cost me about as much as getting the gravel hauled in and spread. So, I don't know. Anyway, that's where I'm at on the culvert and the parking space. So. Alrighty. Well, I had every intention of bringing y'all along when I was spreading this, and I just kept putting it off, and then I forgot about it. So this is what 15 ton, well, that little pile right there is all that's left of 15 tons of crusher mix. This is probably, next to concrete, this is the best stuff you can have for a driveway or a parking pad. This stuff gets, once it gets wet, it is, I mean, I hadn't spread that out. I left that last week. This took me about a week to all get spread. Use my little bucket there, or buggy. I'll tell you right now, if you're going to buy a cart or something to spread, now this has been one good cart. I got it off Orchlands. I was going to buy Tractor Supply, and people at Tractor Supply just could not be bothered with going and finding the one that their website said they had. They just got on their little lapel mics and called around. Nope, we don't have it. Oh, sorry. They could have gave a crap less. So I went down to Orchlands and bought one. Anyway, these are great until you go to dump it. And then even if you stack everything in back, or shovel everything in back to give you some weight back there, it's still harder to dump a 4-wheel cart than it is a 2-wheel. So if I had to do this all over, well, I'd still get a 4-wheel because I needed it, but I might have got a 2-wheel also and put behind the lawnmower. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So this is what, 15 tons of crusher mix. Now the reason I went with crusher mix is because it does get very hard. Here's where I got my little reflector markers up. I like this much, so obviously I'm going to have to get another load. This stuff's already been wet and it's hard to show you, but crusher mix is a combination of coarse aggregate and really fine aggregate, and it compacts really well, really tight. Gravel just by itself is always loose, rolling, moves with you. That's why I just didn't want gravel, didn't want sand, didn't want shell. Shell's great, gets wet, gets a little slick, and that's this is a base of shell, that's the base shell. Now what I plan on doing here is extending this out, building me a pad down here. I got a couple trains of thought. There's some type of building going to go here. I'm thinking about bringing in 2 20-foot containers and putting them about 16 foot apart, then building a roof across them, and that would give me a little like carport with storage on each side. But the cost of those stupid containers of even the 20-footers are just out of sight. So what I may do is go ahead and build the pad here and build me like a little pole barn type shop. That would probably be way more economical than getting 2 20-foot containers. So, like I said, I had this delivered last week. I looked and looked for someone to come out and spread this, who was local, and I was either too far away from them or the job was just too small for them. They wanted something that'd last them all day long, or a multi-day job, 15 tons with a tractor or a skid steer and a bucket and a box blade. Wouldn't took that long, but couldn't find one, so it was me and the Country Tough cart. As you can see, there's some low spots. This next load I'm going to have put right over here. I'll get these leveled out. I've been leveling this out this morning. You can see where I've spread the new stuff. So yeah, yep, I'm glad this project's wrapping up. I just have to figure out what I want to do here. This drops down. I may have to take some of this off. You see a rock right over there, and that's kind of the high point. So I really don't know what I'm going to do yet. I do know I need that pad. I ain't building nothing this year probably, because this tree, the 3 trees there, and then that big crooked ash tree has to come out. Been aiming to do that for a year now. I was going to do it last winter and just never got around to it. But they're blocking too much of the sun in the winter. And whatever building I build here, it will have a south-facing roof, and that's where I will put my solar panels for, well, for the shop and for the cabin. So anyway, one thing at a time, man. I tell you what, I pulled muscle there. Got kind of in a hurry last week, and I was filling that cart way too full, and like I said, it's a bear dumping it, and pulled a muscle in my back, so I had to take Monday off, let it kind of heal, and then Tuesday only got up to about 85. It's a really nice day. I got a lot done that day. I just come out and take my time, didn't fill the cart full, go and dump it, take a rest, get another load, spread it, and so I got a lot of, probably a good third of that done on Tuesday. So I've just been easing along. So anyway, that's pretty much the culvert and the parking pad. That's where we're at on that. I just have this left, and I'll have this pile. I'll probably put most of this up front. So anyway, thank y'all for watching. Like and subscribe if you got any comments, questions, leave them down below. I'm a 1 acre homesteader. I am out of here.